Hey you guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thanks for returning, subscribing, sharing, and all the wonderful things that you guys do. Today I'm gonna show you a little bit of an insight into my process for traditional illustration. This is kind of the way that I used to do things whenever I was doing editorial work and just the preliminary process that I went through before I went to color. Today we're going to be drawing Beans of Franken Beans. He's kind of having a jolly old time. This was kind of a concept that I came up with through the process of character development. And right now I'm just kind of blocking in, kind of enjoying the process and figuring out where elements go. You just saw I put a piece of tracing paper over the illustration, kind of sketched in a form of one of the characters of Joe Possum that kind of is friends with Franken Beans, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting in the form and just kind of figuring out sizing and composition and where I want him to go. And once I decide on that, I put some graphite on the back of the tracing paper and retrace over the form, and it gives me just a rudimentary kind of a transfer over. And then I just kind of, again, these are loose. It's not tight. I'm not going into a tight rendering yet. And don't be afraid, don't be afraid to go back and change the character design. And since I'm doing this traditionally, I can't go in and Control Z. There is no Control Z whenever you're working in pencil and markers and stuff. So, what the great thing is about working traditionally is that feeling of, not only having something at the very end and not being just pixels, but having that illustration completed, and, you can really enjoy it, and you feel that texture of the paper, and a lot of you guys that are working digitally and have just only worked digitally, you have that fail-safe of, Control Z of instantaneous, and digital is so much quicker than traditional. And this is kind of therapy for me. I really enjoy doing these things and just enjoy the paper. So now I've kind of decided, I've kind of noodled enough, and it's time to go ahead and start working on the inks. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just putting in the line work very, very simply. I'm not tracing over my lines. What I'm doing is pushing and pulling and finalizing, finalizing where stuff goes. This is a real simple composition. I kind of equate it to sort of a pyramid composition. If you look at the house in the background and you draw a line down to his tail and across horizontally over to the tree and back up to the little farmhouse in the background, it creates a pyramid, and it's not really centered. Nothing's really centered, and the curvature of his tail acts as a border to the composition, and later on you'll see me block in a border. And today is just for just for the line work. I will be putting in some marker and experimenting in color pencil and experimenting with exactly the direction I want to go with this piece. But this is, like I said, therapy. This is what's a morning sketch that kind of went a little bit further than I would have expected. But at the end of the day, I really enjoy doing it, and I can add it to my collection of Franken Beans concept art. I'm working on, again, some tutorial stuff that you guys are going to be seeing real soon. Digital, of course. And I've been having a couple speed bumps with my computer, so bear with me. And, we'll get a new computer soon. And I'll probably end up doing a review on that. It'll be the Cintiq Companion, so that'll be pretty cool. I currently work on a Cintiq 21UX. So this is the inking, final, midway. I decided to go ahead and show you the color process. This again is a sketch, and I probably spent on the entire piece probably from start to finish about an hour and 30 minutes, roughly, maybe 2 hours. I think 2 hours is a better, between the concept, between everything else. So right now I'm blocking in the color with some Copic markers, however you want to say it. And I'm keeping it very colorful and light. This particular character, Beans, you know, he's very fun. He's kind of after my own heart. He's kind of a free spirit, fun, likes to you know, have a lot of fun and party. But also, you know, whenever I get these guys together, which is, you know, I'm working on an illustration right now which shows them together. You know, Frank is sort of the bear. Frank the bear. He's sort of a more serious, introspective kind of guy. He kind of an adventurer, whereas Beans is kind of living in the moment, and you know, their personalities are completely different. You know, I did this story basically to show diversification, you know, amongst different creatures and attitudes, and not particularly, I don't want to get into the whole belief system, but you know, they're really good friends. So in this particular moment, it shows Beans, you know, having a little hoedown with his buddy. So anyway, the process goes, you know, I've inked in, I've done my line work, I go back, and I start just blocking in local color, general color with the markers. What's great about Copic and Prismacolors is alcohol-based, they blend. So you get some really great effects with the markers. And you'll see me bringing in some colored pencil here and there, some Prisma pencil, and you know, some Molotow acrylic highlight marker pen. Anyway, that's kind of the wrap up. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time.